What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers have made another Exhibit 10 signing, this time with Vincent Valerio Bodon. He may sound familiar to a lot of you guys. He went undrafted a couple years back with the Los Angeles Lakers, was part of their summer league team. He's actually been with the South Bay Lakers the last few seasons. So you may remember him. He's 6'9" in height, versatile, right? Look, this is a guy that is not going to be anything more than a G League player. In the G League, even, he's not somebody that really stands out and is this excellent, just all around player. Now, he is known for his 3-point shooting. This is a guy that, was looked at as a bit of a sniper coming out, shot 41.2% from 3-point range. You look at his G League stats, and he's actually in 16 and a half minutes per game, averaging 5 points on 3.7 field goal attempts per game. So he's not getting a ton of shot attempts, not playing a ton of minutes, particularly for the G League. He is shooting 48.6% from the floor, as well as 39.1% from 3-point range on 2.3 attempts. So he's not even averaging one made three a game. So again, very limited, very small sample size. Kind of go through his stats, period. It says he's shooting 100% from the foul line, but he's shooting 0.03 attempts per game. Rebounding, he's giving you 2.8, 1.1 assists, half steal, half a block, 1 turnover per game. So again, he's a guy that went undrafted. Lakers picked him up, brought him in, and has just spent some time with the G League. This is just like where you see with like Jordan Goodwin. Jordan Goodwin, I do believe, could potentially be on the Lakers if the Lakers are to pull off some type of trade, right? You're seeing the Lakers bring in some guys, like Quincy Olivari. Now you got Vincent Valerio, right? These guys, to me, are just young development guys that the Lakers are really interested in, that they want to kind of get another look at, add some competition. Vincent is just another sizable, 6'9" forward that's going to go out there. He's going to be hungry. He's going to be able to defend multiple positions, right? He can defend essentially 1 through 4. So he's going to be on the other side of things, just getting into D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent and all these guys, right? Just try to make the training camp as competitive and hard-nosed as possible. But he is just a guy that, again, this is solely a training camp deal. Where, again, Goodwin, I do believe, and that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to make the roster before the season begins, right? Lakers have to pull off a trade. Lakers doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to pull off a trade before training camp or during training camp or before the season begins. But if the Lakers were to, say, make a move for, you see Giannis Valanciunas, as like a potential target once he's available. I believe he becomes available December 15th, right? Well, if they end up swapping Gabe Vincent for him, and, maybe they can convince the Wizards to also take on like a Cam Reddish or something like that, because if you move off of Gabe Vincent, yes, you solved a need at your backup center, but now you have a need at the backup point guard position. Yes, LeBron can play in a pinch, or, Austin Reeves can slide over in a pinch. You do have options there, but it would be nice to kind of have that guy that can come in and kind of give you what Gabe Vincent gives you, that point of attack defense, as well as just the ability to rebound in particular, right? Jordan Goodwin is an excellent rebounder and can go a long way in that regard. So, I do think that he, out of everybody that is kind of, that has been linked to the Lakers as far as like these Exhibit 10 deals for training camp, I do think that he's the only one that really has a real shot at potentially making the roster. And again, I don't think that necessarily happens right now, but I do think it's one of those things where it's like, hey, we need you to continue to train. We need you to continue to prepare and be ready, because at any moment, your number could be called. At any moment, we could end up pulling off some trade. Maybe it's the Jeremy Grant trade or something, and Gabe Vincent is supposed to be involved in that type of deal. But to me, for Vincent, he's still very young, right? He's 23 years old. So he is a guy that, if he continues to grow, if he continues to improve on his game, he is looked at as a shooter. But even then, you're probably not bringing him in. You're bringing in like a Blake Henson. Like, let's say, Lakers end up pulling off a trade for like Gabe Vincent and then trade for Valanciunas, and they have like, a roster spot or two where you need to bring somebody in, right? You're probably bringing in a Blake Henson, or if you need a guard and it's not a Goodwin, maybe it is a Quincy Olivari and his level of shooting and stuff. I think Vincent Valerio is kind of towards the bottom of the totem pole here, right? He's had some moments in the G League. He's had some moments with the South Bay Lakers, but overall, he's not anywhere close to being ready yet. He's not a guy that, I see the Lakers going, oh yeah, man, he's a guy that is a significant piece for the future. Because also, if he was looked at as a significant potential piece, he'd probably be on a two-way as opposed to being on just the South Bay Lakers. And, the Lakers haven't even really been interested in bringing him on a two-way or anything like that, right? Plus, you look at a guy like Armel Traore, right? Armel Traore is just a bigger version of Vincent and more versatile and may end up even being the best young player that the Lakers have. Like, I am really high on him. Armel Traore, he has a younger brother who may even go, number 2 in the draft, because it'll probably be Cooper Flagg is probably going to go, most likely than not, going to go number 1. But, that Traore family, they are very talented, very skilled. And Vincent, I just look at a guy who's just kind of like already a worse version than that. Better shooting, obviously, but he's also like 4 years older than Armel Traore. So, to me, again, Vincent's just a guy that I just think they're bringing in solely just for training camp, just to kind of, instill that competition, right? The Lakers are really big and really high on competition in training camp. JJ Redick wants a competitive training camp. JJ Redick really wants to run plays and sets. It's also one of the reasons why they brought in Jordan Goodwin, right? Because he's a guy that was torching Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell in the regular season for Memphis. He had his best game against the Lakers. And he's a guy that's just going to be able to get into the body of, our guards, make them work, make things difficult. And the same thing with, a long, lengthy kind of guard forward in Valerio, who, he can defend multiple positions and just use his size and his length to disrupt and bother D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves and guys like that. And also, knock down some shots on the other side of the ball. But, you look at like Austin Reeves, for example, last year, right? And the Lakers want to continue to grow and develop him into kind of a playmaker and into a primary ball handler. And you saw Darvin Ham really try to kind of force the issue last year. The problem was he wasn't good at all last year. Again, he can make plays, but he's not really a true playmaker, right? Like D'Angelo Russell, you watch D'Angelo Russell, he actually can create and make things happen, right? It's not just the basics, right? Where Austin Reeves, he can run the pick and roll, right? He was actually very good in the pick and roll, right? He can run the basics, pick and roll. He can find the occasional cutter. He can continue to be a swing man and keep the ball moving, kick it to the corner, kick it to the open man, kind of create and distract to suck in the defense and then kick it out to the open shooters. But D'Lo, you'll see calculating almost, right? Like, and almost like if you've ever seen the Hangover, right? With where he's sitting there and, you see all the numbers coming down, or Rain Man or something like that, right? Like, it's just, you could see, he's seeing things develop before they develop. He understands and takes what the defense gives him, right? And the reason I mention that is because, again, bringing in a guy like a Valerio, bringing in a guy like a Jordan Goodwin, like these guys are guys that are going to be able to apply pressure and fresh legs and excited and high energy and are going to give, 100% effort to try to make a name for themselves, or at least potentially get recognized enough for the Lakers to maybe potentially bring them on later on, right? Like, they have something to prove, and they're going to make things difficult for the guys that are already on the roster. That's what you're looking for, right? Looking for guys that can come in and kind of make a little bit of an effort, right? But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Obviously, this isn't like the type of signing that we want where it's like a marquee free agent or anything like that. Obviously, Lakers haven't really made any real offseason moves yet. You know, I still do think that you're going to get some kind of rumors picking back up as we move closer to training camp. It doesn't necessarily mean that it, lock it in. It's definitely going to happen, but I do think you're going to, teams will kind of regroup and have that inherent discussion just to kind of, just kind of gauge, have things changed, have prices gone down, are you more open and willing to make this move now, right? Like, I do think you'll kind of hear some trade rumors kind of pick back up here in the next, week or so, but the way it's shaping up, the Lakers are probably not going to do anything, at least yet. But, yeah, again, keep an eye on a guy like a Jordan Goodwin. I think Jordan Goodwin is a guy that could really potentially be on the Lakers roster at some point this season. But, Vincent Valerio, I just think is G League guy. That's all there really is to it with him. And I don't really see him actually making the roster. But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.